Hi, it's Nika from Fabulously Creative. Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I am just jumping straight into this junk journaling session in my mini altered composition little book here. So I am just adding some color and some pizzazz to this pattern paper. And these spreads are kind of my favorite, the ones where I cut the page in the middle, because it's like triple the pattern, triple the color, everything. And I think these are the only pages where I kind of color coordinated the pattern paper to go together. So I'm just starting off by just adding some color to each page. And while I'm doing that, let's have a chat about authenticity. And I feel like that is what this little project is about for me. I am a creative person. I'm a very sensitive person, very emotional. So I don't know, my craft life or my creative projects are kind of where I express myself. And for a while, I had fallen into a rut trying to follow trends, trying to stick to projects. So this junk journal, or sharing this junk journal, has really been about me just kind of finding my own routine or lack thereof routine, because this project kind of has no rules, or just kind of finding my rhythm and just expressing whatever thoughts, emotions are on my mind for that day. And I've mainly just been putting quotes in here. But for this spread, I don't know, it felt like it needed pictures. So this is the first one I added pictures. And this little tiny scrap, I think I've used this a few times in this book. This is one of my favorite scrapbook papers. And this is my last little scrap of it that I have left. You see, part of it is punched, because maybe I used it on another project, but I don't know, this little book is full of all of the scraps. And I prefer to kind of paint my glue on. It gives the book like this glue book feel. It gives it, I don't know, almost like maybe a wet dry surface. I'm not sure. And I am adding a photo in here. This is kind of like my first, my first time. This layout or this page just felt right to add photos. I'm not sure if I will keep adding photos, because it kind of went into memory keeping territory once I added the photos. But I am just writing a quote. And the quote says, "And so she decided to start living the life she'd imagined." And I feel like I finally found the perfect pen to write on top of the acrylic paint. This is a fountain pen I found at Hobby Lobby, and it wrote so smooth, but I did mess up, and I wrote she twice. Like, this writing on acrylic, it's not a smooth surface, but it's not a matte surface either, and the book is kind of chunky. So it's not like you're writing on a flat surface. So it is a bit of a challenge finding the right pen. If you've been watching this series, I think I have used a different pen on just about every page, just trying to find the right one. So this one writes nice, but I messed up, and then I tried to paint over it. And then when I dried the paint, I don't know, the paint and the fountain pen ink merged together and created, I don't know, this funky color. So we have an enamel dot to the rescue, and I just covered that little spot up with the enamel dot. And then I added another one, because you can never have just one enamel dot by itself. It was kind of lonely. And I'm just adding another little something and calling that page complete. And I'm adding another picture to the side. Oh, my picture is on the left side. This picture of me in the library. Like, going to the library is kind of a special weekly event for me. Not sure what And that right picture, I think I did a video on that picture. That was like my whole little, what was that we had? Like my little new moon eclipse, little self-care day. And I shared that video on this channel. I'm just looking for a little something to add. And on this side, I am using my gel pen. The gel pens, they write okay on the acrylic, but it's kind of slippery. I don't know, it just doesn't write as nice on the acrylic, but they do get the job done. And I'm just writing breathing dreams like air. Since it was kind of, I don't know, eclipse, air, sky, I don't know. It kind of went together. And I am just doing my little faux calligraphy, just adding, like I write everything out first, and then I go add kind of thicker lines to certain lines just to give it some, just to give the handwriting some texture. And for this other side, that paper was I like the pattern on its own, but I'm adding like just a light wash of paint and water, almost kind of like a watercolor wash, just so my quote could stand out. And on this side, I'm writing, it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. And that is a quote by Marilyn Monroe. And I think it went perfectly with that picture because, and I have like this library ritual. I get dressed up to go to the library. I feel like the library is just the most magical place. And some days I have to do a photo shoot in the library. So yes. And I don't know, some days it does feel just absolutely ridiculous, but it's fun. And it's kind of what this whole little project is about. So I hope you are enjoying these junk journal sessions. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave any in the description box, and stay tuned for my next video.